What up YouTube, Doomnyc here with another deck doctor. I think this is deck doctor number 11. I'm not really sure. Before I get started, just want to show you guys this. This is that new double deck box that Konami made. As you can see, it's actually pretty big. This is what it looks like. You know, you can like label stuff here, and it's got two compartments that actually come out, right? And then it's got a divider in each. So, you know, if you want to separate like your main deck from your side and extra or whatever, you can. So the double deck box, and these two things are removable, so it's pretty good. And it's pretty heavy, like it's got some weight to it, and it's also magnetic. So as you can, you know, I don't know if you could hear that, but yeah, see, look, I'm holding it by the cover and it's not opening, so it's pretty sturdy, really good. So yeah, pick those up if you haven't already. Alright, so this doctor is for Coolgxfan, I think that's his name. Yeah, he sent me a Volcanic Quickdraw build, and I mean, I haven't really done a build like that, so I decided that, you know, that would be a lot of fun. So, alright, first we're gonna start off with Triple Debris Dragon. I mean, I think it's pretty standard, pretty obvious that you gotta play triple debris in this deck. And I mean, this is obviously pre-March 1st ban list, so you know, I think this card's getting hit. Some people might not. It's obviously gonna devastate this deck, but for now especially, you gotta play 3 of these. So that's first and foremost. Then you play double quick draw synchron. Playing this at 3 I think is dead. It's much better when you play it at 2, because you can draw it you can draw it alright, and especially if you draw it first turn too, that's the best. So this is good. I don't play tuning in this deck. There's just isn't any room for it, and the deck works better with milling anyway. So if you know, since this deck mills a lot, most likely if I were to play one tuning, it'd probably get milled anyway, so it wouldn't be a good card regardless. But if I was playing like triple quick draw, then maybe I'd run a tuning, but because it's only 2, no tuning in the deck. Okay, alright, now we're gonna go into the plant engine. So we got one Titanial. It's obvious, you guys know this card is the big beater in the deck. We got double Lone Fire, again, really good card, really broken. Possibility of this going to 1 at the ban list is actually kind of high, so another card to watch out for. Double Dandelion, just staple. I really hope this card doesn't get touched. I mean, even if debris gets hit, like, this card's so good in so many different decks. That's why I hope it doesn't get touched. 2 Dandelion, 1 Glow Up Bulb, and 1 Spore. These are staples in any plant variant right now, so you gotta play these 2. Okay, he is playing these 2, and that's good because you kind of have to. Alright, now this is kind of where his deck was kind of faulty, because he didn't play this card, and I didn't understand why. It's not Volcanic Quickdraw unless you play double V Rocket. First off, it's a 1900 beat stick, and this card's effect is really good. You can get Blaze Accelerator from your deck to your hand or your graveyard to your hand, so that's really good because that's what you want Volcanic Shell for. To when you can't get over a monster, you can just you know, destroy it. So this card sets up really big plays, because if you play your Blaze Accelerator, that's why you only have to play 1, because you play 2 of these. 2 of these is automatic 2 Blaze Accelerators. That's why this card's so good. You know, if they have a Judgment Dragon on the field, you can summon this, have a Volcanic Shell in your hand, play Blaze Accelerator, destroy their Judgment Dragon for free. You gotta play this in the deck. Coolgxfan, you have to play V Rocket. So 2 of those, 3 shells, and I love this guy first turn because you draw quick draw and you draw Volcanic Shell first turn. Let's just say you don't have Dandelion, you can't do that play. So what you do is you ditch the shell to special summon quick draw. You use the shell's effect, you pay 500 life points, you get another shell from your deck to your hand, you summon it with this guy, and then bam, Drill Warrior. It's that easy. And then of course, you know, on your next turn you can pay another 500 to get this back to your hand. So in case you don't have Dandelion, there are other ways to use Quickdraw. That's why this engine works so good, but you gotta run V-Rocket. It's a must in the deck. Raikou, you gotta play Milling. I think you were only playing 2 Raikous, but you gotta run 3 in the deck. You gotta make sure that you draw this card all the time. Especially if you don't draw a quick draw first turn, then Raikou's just as good. And especially too, you have so many cards that work well in the graveyard in this deck. Triple Raikou's the way to go. 1 Caius. I don't like double Caius in this deck. I think 1 Caius works good. I tried playing this deck with double Caius, and it actually was pretty dead. 1 Caius really, when I drew 1 Caius, it really just helped because it just put me over the top. Like, it really, you know, made me make plays that changed the game drastically from my opponent having some hope to having no hope at all. 1 Caius. Double Caius, it just didn't work as well, so I took it out. Guard Trooper, more Milling, +1 when it gets destroyed, of course, and Sanguine. And this is the reason why I don't run Tuning. Another reason, because Sanguine can get you your Quick Draw. It can also get you a lot of different cards in the deck. Anything pretty much you need. So if if you're stuck and you're getting beat down, you can set this, they destroy it, and you can get yourself a Lone Fire Blossom, which most times changes the game completely. So, or Debris Dragon, so many big plays. Alright, let's go on to the spells. We got 1 Charge of the Light Brigade. This is just standard for Volcanic Quickdraw decks. More Milling gets you a Raikou, so that's really good. 1 for 1. You play a ton of level 1s, so you definitely got to use this in the deck. Mind Control, so you run a bunch of tuners, especially stuff in the grave, so that can be really good. Double Book, I would have liked to play 3 books, but couldn't fit it, so Double Book is good enough. Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, Staples, oh wait, that shouldn't be there yet. Foolish Burial, this card's so good in the deck. First turn, you can dump, depending on what you need to do, you can dump Shell, you can dump Dandelion, you can dump Spore, Glow Up Bulb, so many different cards. This card's so good. Foolish Burial is definite. Blaze Accelerator, this is a key card in the deck. You gotta run this. It helps you get rid of monsters. Granted, it doesn't work on Stardust Dragon, but if they have any other tuner on the field, besides Shooting Star, this card's really good. Unless, of course, they have Thought Rule and you can't target it, but besides that, that card's a must. Triple Pot for sure. This deck mills. Triple Pot will help you recycle your shells, your Debris Dragons, Raikous, anything you need. You obviously want to leave your Dandelions in the grave, but Triple Pot of Avarice is so good right now. Cold Wave and Trunade, just to set up big plays. Cold Wave, of course, but play this card while you can, because this card is not going to be around for much longer. And for the traps, just 3 traps. Triple Royal Decree, that's it. It's pretty standard, pretty simple. You want to make your big plays with ease, Royal Decree is the way to go. So, deck is 40 cards. Alright, now we're going to go into the side deck. Side deck, this is the first side deck actually that I'm siding in like 3 extra deck cards, which is kind of crazy, but for me that's just the way I want to do it. So first one is Turbo Warrior, and this card actually is really good because depending on what you're playing, I would side this in against Gravekeeper and against Monarch, Frog Monarch, because one level 6 or lower monsters can't target him. So if you sync for this and then you attack a face down spy, and then they flip it, they get they'll get destroyed, and then they summon a Descendant. Descendant can't, on your opponent's next turn, Descendant can't destroy a Gravekeeper to destroy this card, because he can't be targeted by the effects of level 6 or lower. So this really stops. I've actually seen this on the field against Gravekeeper for an entire match. This card was so good. And Monarchs too Caius and Ryza, they can't do anything to this card. This card has 2500 attack, so it gets over them, and they don't play traps, so this card is broken against Frog Monarch. Ancient Fairy, again, for Gravekeepers or anything playing field spells, you can use that. And Chimera Tech, because if you side in the Cyber Dragons, then you'll play that. So double space, that's pretty obvious. Nobleman, of course. Bait Doll against Blackwings with 6 Sams. This card's really good. Double Warrior Elimination for Samurais. And then we have the monsters. We got double Cyber Dragon, of course, for Machinas or any machine deck, or Karakuris, because they're gaining popularity. Double Effect Veiler, and this card, he did main deck 1, but I didn't like this card main deck. I'm sorry. Like, you could, I mean, I'm siding in 2, because depending on the matchup, you're going to want to, be able to play this for certain decks. Depending, like if you're playing, a deck like Blackwings, definitely side this in, because they have crazy monster effects, so you don't want Sirocco and then special summon Bora and then use his effect and then attack a token. That's gonna be major damage. You're gonna want to effect fail that. Duradark, again, Blackwing, because I actually think if people aren't playing Samurai at Dallas, then they're going to be playing Blackwing. So you got to really side heavy for those guys. DD Crow, this is just good against the meta. It's good against a lot of different decks. So DD Crow is a nice card. Alright, Synchro deck now. Let's go on to the Synchro deck. Alright, first we got double Formula Synchron, and you could run this with just 1, but I don't like it at 1. I think it's way better if you run 2, because you do have Spore, you do have Glow Bulb, and with you reusing Dandelion's effect, you can get tokens a lot. So I like this. Plus you do run Shell too, so it's a lot of different things. You can like set Raikou, mill 3, you mill Glow Bulb, and then you have a Shell in your hand, so you can summon the Shell, bring Glow Bulb to the field, get this guy multiple ways. Running 2 Formula Synchron is definitely the way to go. We're going to run 1 Armory Arm, only because it can be gotten, and of course you do run Colossal, so you want to make that play whenever you can. Level 5, just 1 Catastor. I think the card is really, just staple in any deck, so you just have to play that. Alright, level 6s, we got the normal stuff. Bryo, Goyo, obvious. 1 Drill Warrior. I would have liked to play 2, but can't fit it. The extra deck, what I love about Quickdraw is that the Quickdraw decks can play so many different synchros, so you gotta really manage it properly. 1 Drill Warrior, 1 Iron Chain, and I don't play a Debris deck without Iron Chain in it, just because I know from experience from playing it that there's been too many times where you have a Debris in your hand and you need a big monster, and the only thing you have in the graveyard is Raikou. So you can bring the Raikou back, sync for this, and this might be able to help you. So it's it's definitely a good out. Alright, playing this deck, you gotta run double Black Rose, abuse the Debris Dragon plays, especially if you need to clear the field. So double Black Rose is a must in the deck, you gotta play that. 1 Colossal, again, Armory Arm and Colossal, it's a quick win. Double Stardust, this deck really thrives on Stardust Dragon, and especially you do run Formula Synchron, so Shooting Star Dragon is, a must. Gotta play this. And last card, really big tech choice, Chevalier de Fleur. You gotta play this. This card's broken. This card's level 8. It's with Fleur Synchron, but quick draw any Synchron monster. 2700 attack. This card's good enough to be a card of the week right here. And basically, during your turn, once per turn, you can negate a spell or trap. So it's kind of like that new 6 Samurai Synchro monster, except you can only activate the effect on your turn, but who cares? You bring this guy out in the field, or this girl I should say, and you attack, and they they chain Mirror Force or D-Prison, you can just negate it, and then can just go through with your attack. And 2700, that's pretty big. So that's the last synchro. And yep, that is the Quickdraw, Volcanic Quickdraw deck. Coolgxfan, let me know what you think about the fix. Everybody else, please rate, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, YouTube, peace.